In our health alert today, a suspected case of meningitis canceled classes at a school in Saginaw today. Students at Arthur Eddy Academy had an unexpected day off after a fourth grader is believed to have died from the disease over the weekend.
Our chief health editor, Dr. Partha Nandi, joins us now. And what does this mean, Doc, for the kids in that school?
Yeah, it's very scary. As parents of kids that go to schools, you worry about this. This is like your worst nightmare, one of your worst nightmares. So here's what it means. Number one, we don't know if it's bacterial or viral, right? So the ones that you worry about is if they have bacterial meningitis, and that can be really deadly. The viral can be less. So they're trying to find that out, first of all, what the student had. And so as a precaution, they've shut the school down and they're going to try to clean it. But for parents, they have to understand that we don't know the facts, but the precaution is that if your child's been in contact, they may need some treatment if it's a suspected, if it's a proven case of meningitis.
Is there like preventative where you go in and can be given antibiotics or something?
Antibiotics if you've been in close contact with that student. But the thing is that what we want to emphasize today is that even if your school hasn't had a episode of meningitis,
right,
what can you do to prevent it? Simple things we were talking about. Wash your hands. Please just wash your hands. Do things that just preventative measures. Make sure you have good hygiene. If there's somebody that's suspected of meningitis, obviously, don't have close contact with them, don't drink and eat with them. So those things you want to, but if you don't know the person, just simple things like good hygiene and washing your hands are really important.
Can't say that enough.
Well, Joanne, you were saying sing happy birthday twice. That's the standard.
Right, the time, exactly.
The time it
to
takes,
wash
right?
hands. You were talking about people just, wash their hands for 2 seconds and think they're done. It has to be sustained. The other thing is that people worry, I'm in Southeast Michigan, is this going to affect me? I think that, it's affecting that area if they have it. I wouldn't be worried if you're not in that area itself. But again, still remember that you can have those precautions.
We put up on the screen there, I saw one on your prescription pad, the vaccination. Talk to us about that, right?
So, normally at age 11 to 12, we recommend that. But for adults, if you have it, you should, if you have a meningitis outbreak, for example, if any adult teachers that are there, they should also have it. Also, if you're traveling or living in an area where meningococcal disease is common, military recruits and people with immune system problems, all those, they're adults that should have that vaccine. But in kids, I really recommend that preventatively you should have that vaccine. If you're a parent, encourage your kids to have it.
So Doc, back to this baby at the school quickly. You mentioned they're trying to figure out what kind. So both kinds can be fatal?
So viral usually is not fatal.
Okay.
So it's when it's bacterial is when it's a problem. Not even viral can be serious at times, but usually it's more common and doesn't have as much of a problem. It's the bacterial that you worry about. And as we talked about in the beginning, before we went on, is that it can be quick. And so if you or your child has a headache, stiff neck, stiff back, some nausea and vomiting, get to the doctor right away. Don't think, well, it's kind of the flu. You err on the side of caution because it can be rapid and it can result in death or even permanent damage. So really important, if your parents or even children or anybody who has these symptoms, go in to see the doctor right away.
Great advice, Dr. Nandi.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Yeah. And if you have a question for the good doctor or health concern, you can email him at drnandi@WXYZ.com or send it to us, email, Facebook, Twitter. We will get it to him.
New